July's top picks coming up. Keep reading. Hi, Terry Gillespie here, and welcome to July's top picks. And these are new releases or soon to be new releases coming up. So I'm very excited to start off with my lead book. And for those of you who are new to this series or you've just forgotten, the lead book means that I will be interviewing the author. So I'm so excited. I'm going to interview DiAnn Mills. I can't wait. And that'll be next month, and that will be August the 2nd. So it's coming up. Here is her latest book, and it is published by Tyndale, and it will officially release September 5th. So since this is airing before September 5th, does that mean that you shouldn't pre-order or order? No, that means you should absolutely pre-order. And a lot of times if you pre-order through the publisher on all of these books, sometimes they'll have special deals or they'll have special little giveaways or something like that. In any case, I highly recommend pre-ordering the book. So this book is published by Tyndale in hard copy, paperback, ebook, and also audiobook. So for those of you who don't know DiAnn Mills, here is her bio. DiAnn Mills is a best-selling author who believes her readers should expect an adventure. She creates action-packed, suspense-filled novels to thrill readers. Her titles have appeared on CBA and ECPA bestseller lists and won 2 Christie Awards, the Golden Scroll. I won one of those. Inspirational Reader's Choice and Carol Award contests. And I'll have where you can connect with DiAnn down below in the description section. Also, for new viewers, appreciate the subscribes and the little white bell. Click on that and you won't miss any episodes. But one of the things that we do on this series is down below in the description section. It's my husband who does it, but it's divided up into chapters. So when you go down below in the description section, it will have the chapter for each of the books, and within each of those chapters will be the author's website and where you can purchase their book. So don't forget to look below in the description section. So here is a little information from the publisher for, did I tell you the name? Facing the Enemy, right? Facing the Enemy. Okay. So here's a little bit about the book. For the past 5 years, FBI Special Agent Riza Jacobs has worked in the Violent Crimes Against Children Division of the Houston FBI. She's never had a reason to believe there's a target on her back until now. When the long-awaited reunion between Riza and her brother Trenton ends in tragedy, Riza is riddled with guilt, and she's unable to cope with the responsibility she feels over his death. On leave from the FBI, Riza returns to her former career as an English teacher at a local college, only to see her past and present collide when one of her students, Carson Mercury turns in an assignment that reads like an eyewitness account of her brother's murder, with details never revealed publicly. Alarmed by Carson's inside knowledge of Trenton's death, Riza reaches out to her former partner at the FBI. Special Agent Gage Patterson has been working a string of baby kidnappings, but he agrees to help look into Carson's background because he's kind of sweet on Riza. Riza and Gage soon discover their cases might be connected, as a string of high-value thefts have occurred at properties where security systems were installed by Carson's stepfather, and children have gone missing. There's a far more sinister plot at play than they ever imagined, and innocent lives are in danger. You know what? She's like the Christian version of Jessica Fletcher in Murder, She Wrote. So she just seems very unassuming, but she writes these incredibly suspenseful thrillers and whodunits. So I'm really looking forward to interviewing her. All right. So first sentence. Chapter 1. Houston, Texas, July 29th, and this is in Riza's point of view. 12 years ago, my younger brother fell into an abyss of drugs and alcohol. Yeah, that can be a real abyss. I'm doing it again, aren't I? As soon as I read that first line, I'm thinking of the whole book. So that tells you it's really good, everybody. So pre-order this book. Okay. I just finished reading this. And this is called The Wings of Poppy Pendleton by Melanie Dobson. And I love Melanie Dobson. And I have to tell you, I went to school with a Poppy Pennington. And so for the longest time, when I would talk about this book to other people, I would say, The Wings of Poppy Pennington. And they'd all say, what? So it's Pendleton. So many of you, I'm sure, have heard of Melanie Dobson. But, well, first let me tell you, this is published by Tyndale, and this will release September 19th. So that means pre-order the book. And Tyndale has published this in hardback, paperback, and ebook. So here's the bio for Melanie. Melanie is award-winning author of more than 20 historical romance, suspense, and time slip novels. 5 of her novels have won Carol Awards. Catching the Wind and Memories of Glass were nominated for a Christie Award in the historical fiction category, and Catching the Wind won an Audie Award. I've never heard of the Audie Award. I have to look that up. In the inspirational fiction category, and the Black Cloister won the Forward magazine. Religious Fiction Book of the Year. Wow, on the Forward. Melanie is the former corporate publicity manager at Focus on the Family and owner of the publicity firm Dobson Media Group. When she isn't writing, Melanie enjoys teaching both writing and public relations classes. Melanie and her husband John have 2 daughters and live near Portland, Oregon. Love the Northwest. Used to live outside Seattle for like 2 years. Beautiful, beautiful country. All right, so this is what the publisher says about the book. In this compelling new time slip mystery, and for those who don't know, time slip has to do with you have two different time periods. So you're alternating between the two different time periods, which I absolutely love. And it's a genre, a subgenre that is growing because other people like them too. In this compelling new time slip mystery, a little girl goes missing from her family's castle in the Thousand Islands of New York. 85 years later, a journalist teams up with a woman living on the Coster Isle to find out what happened to Poppy once and for all. 1907. On the eve of her 5th birthday, Poppy Pendleton is tucked safely in her bed, listening to her parents entertain New York's gilded society in their Thousand Islands castle. The next morning, she's gone, and her father is found dead in his smoking room. 1992, and there's your slip from 1907 to 1992. Though Chloe Rydell lives in the shadows of Poppy's castle, now in ruins, she has little interest in the mystery that still captivates tourists and locals alike. She is focused on preserving the island she inherited from her grandparents and reviving their vintage candy shop. Until the day a girl named Emma shows up on Chloe's doorstep with few possessions save a tattered scrapbook that connects her to the Pendleton family. When a reporter arrives at Chloe's store asking questions about her grandfather, Chloe decides to help him dig into the past she thought best left buried. The haunting truth about Poppy, they soon discover, could save Emma's life. So Chloe and Logan must work together to investigate exactly what happened long ago on Coster Island, our isle. So this was real. I mean, it just was so good. All right, and even has a map. So one of the, can you see that better? One of the many occupations I had was scheduling barges on the inland waterways that would offload onto vessels that in this region here. So because it was a route to the Atlantic Ocean. So interesting. And that section up there is it's really treacherous. It's very treacherous with the ice in the winter, and then as the ice melts, you have even more problems. So it's really, to me, it's really interesting because that was my job. I had to know what the river conditions were, what the temperatures were, and in order for me to be able to move barges up into that region to offload into a vessel. So it kind of meant something special to me as well as the mystery and the suspense and the thriller and the so many red herrings that it could have filled the Atlantic Ocean. So anyway, so this is a prologue. Oh, look at that. Tyndall did a prologue. Okay. Prologue. First sentence. Are you cold, madame? Okay, I'm going to read the next line. Her hand shook like the tremors from the ship's bell clattering against the shreds of white fabric that hung at her sides, but she didn't answer his question. Now you get it. Sounds really good, doesn't it? Okay, all right. I keep saying that. I can't help it. Okay. So these, I've read all of these, and there are reviews that are posted on my usual sites. They'll be posted on Amazon once it's released, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, BookBub, Goodreads, and ChristianBook.com. All right, the next book. Don't you love this cover? I love this cover. And I love the title, He Should Have Told the Bees by Amanda Cox. Anything that's quirky, like the cover or the title, you've got me. You have me at the cover and the title. So, but it definitely was what I wanted. It definitely. So this is published by Revell, and it will be released August 29th in hardback, paperback, ebook, and audiobook. Now, Amanda Cox is the author of The Edge of Belonging and The Secret Keepers of Old Depot Grocery. She holds a bachelor's degree in Bible and theology and a master's degree in professional counseling, but her first love is communicating through story. Her studies and her interactions with hurting families over a decade have allowed her to create multidimensional characters that connect emotionally with readers, and I would say definitely with this book. She lives in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Oh, I'm going to be there this weekend with her husband and their 3 children. Okay, so it's technically categorized as fiction, but I would say it is contemporary women's. There's a little bit of split time to it, which makes it even more interesting. So here is the summary. Beekeeper Beckett Walsh was living her dream, working alongside her father on their small farm until his unexpected death thrusts a new part owner into her world. Callie Peterson threatens not only her livelihood, but her beliefs about the goodness of the man she'd always perceived to be her kind and faithful father. You know, that's one of the things is we sometimes forget that our parents are human beings and they have their own stories. And this book really delves into that and also delves into mental health issues, which is very interesting to me. Okay, so prologue. Revell and Bethany House are good with their prologues. Callie's ears filled with the sound of windshield wipers slapping and Mama's incessant muttering. Yeah, I want to read the whole page, but just the first sentence. Now this one is, it's going to be over a month before it comes out. So since it's not available now, what do? We pre-order, right? Of course, right. Next book is Letters from My Sister by Valerie, Fraser, Luesse. I'm not sure. It's the first time I've read one of her books. Now, gorgeous cover, and I love the title. It's historical fiction, which you can kind of tell. My younger sister passed away a few years ago, I should say. Actually, last week, it'll be the anniversary of her passing. So when I saw the when I saw the title, it was, okay, I have to get this. I don't care what it's about. So it is definitely not exactly what I thought, but it was really good. And once again, all of these so far have been 5-star ratings. So not what I expected, but better than what I expected. So here is Valerie's bio. She is the best-selling author of Missing Isaac, Almost Home, The Key to Everything, and Under the Bayou Moon. Maybe I have read one of her books. She is an award-winning magazine writer, best known for her feature stories and essays in Southern Living, where she recently retired as senior travel editor. Specializing in stories about unique pockets of Southern culture, Luesse received the 2009 Writer of the Year Award from the Southeast Tourism Society for her editorial section on Hurricane Katrina recovery in Mississippi and Louisiana. Wow. By the way, I don't like reading the bios because I want to be surprised when I read them. So when I act surprised, it's because I'm surprised. Okay. A graduate of Auburn University and Baylor University, she lives in Birmingham, Alabama with her husband, Dave. So I said this is Revell, and it's in hardback, paperback, ebook, and audio book. And here is the publisher's summary. Sisters, Emmy and Callie, another Callie, have no secrets between them until a mysterious accident robs one of a crucial memory and sparks troubling visions. Only through letters they exchange while painfully separated do the sisters reveal hidden truths leading back to the faithful springtime day and a chilling September night that changed them both forever. So definitely suspense, definitely mystery. I love anytime you have stories about relationships, family relationships, especially when there are secrets inevitably. All families have secrets. It's rare that you find a family that doesn't have secrets. Okay, so no prologue. Chapter 1. Callie Bullock traced an imaginary circle in the window pane, framing a cluster of ladies in their picnic dresses, swirls of fine cotton in shades of spring. Now, can you imagine that? She's looking out the window and she's just kind of disconnected. Great first line, indicative of the rest of the book. All right, Lynette, Eason. Now, Lynette was, I think she was my January interview for my author to author. She was my first in the new format. So very grateful to Lynette. Now, this is the fourth book in the Extreme Measures series. So I was very excited when I received this because I wanted to finish that last story, and it's worth it. Was worth it. So this releases August 1st, so it's coming up. But pre-order, because when you pre-order, especially for someone like Lynette, Lynette's books are going to go fast. So if you pre-order, then you'll get the book usually faster than after it's released. And sometimes if it's sold out, you have to wait until the second printing. So pre-order. Once again, this is another Revell, and it is published in hardback, paperback, ebook, and audiobook. And this is, of course, romantic suspense. So here's a little bit about Lynette. Lynette is the USA Today bestselling author of Life Flight, Crossfire, and Critical Threat, as well as The Danger Never Sleeps, Blue Justice, Women of Justice, Deadly Reunion, Hidden Identity, and Elite Guardian series. She is the winner of 3 ACFW Carol Awards, the Selah Award, and the Inspirational Reader's Choice Award, among others. She is a graduate of the University of South Carolina and has a master's degree in education from Converse College. Eason lives in South Carolina with her husband. They have 2 adult children. And once again, all that information, like their website and where to purchase the book, is down below in the description section under their chapter. Okay, and one of the cool things about Lynette told me that she writes 2 books. She writes 2 books a year. I think so. I think it's 2 books a year. Maybe 4 books a year, but I think it's 2 books a year. So this is the summary of the final book in the Extreme Measures series. Flight paramedic Raina Price's past has marched back into her present, and it wants to kill her. With a stalker who knows her well, determined to end what he started, U.S. Marshal Vince Corelli vows to protect her at all costs, even if it ends his career. There's a little love there, I think. All right. Okay, chapter 1. Sunday morning, mid-January, Bull Mountain, east of Asheville, North Carolina. Flight paramedic Raina Price looked out the window of the chopper and pointed. There, 2 of them, as reported. Yeah, I know when I read the one whose main protagonist was the chopper helicopter pilot, I thought twice about ever getting into a helicopter because it was pretty intense. So another great book by Lynette Eason. So that's it for July, and very excited. Just a reminder that my interview with DiAnn Mills will be aired August the 2nd, and as well as an in-depth interview. And I've already started working on our in-depth interview on my blog, and she's so fascinating. And that woman loves coffee. If you follow her on Instagram, she has more coffee memes than any person I know. But I have a feeling she's a hoot, and she's going to be fun. She's going to be fun to get to know better. So that's it for the month of July. And I will look forward to seeing you in August for the next top picks. And until then, God bless and keep reading.